I've seen things most people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are here with owner and founder and dear friend, Mr. Robert Zone of Value Electronics. Robert, what do you have for us today?
Thank you. Another big surprise today. We have Samsung's brand new 2023 flagship television in 8K resolution, which is the Q900C. The letter C stands for the model year, which is the 2023 model year. And we have the 75-inch for display here today, but it also comes in a 65-inch and an 85-inch. And the 65 and 75 are in stock and shipping now, nationwide to all of our clients. And the 85-inch is about 2 weeks away. And the one step down 8K, the QN800C, is shipping now in all screen sizes. But this is the flagship model. So this is brighter, this is blacker, this has a different processor, a much higher end new processor than the 800C. And this integrates beautifully with all the new soundbar systems that Samsung has. So you have a Q900C, a 990C, that's going to be magical when you pair it together. Because again, they're going to be using all the TV speakers along with all the 11 channels that the 900C has to add more immersive experience in the audio upgrade.
What's great about the 8K lineup this year, Robert, it is Samsung's true flagship. There is no confusion.
That's right.
The 900C is their standalone flagship. It has very little competition from any other manufacturer this year, Robert. And I know for the gaming, you have a lot of 8K gaming is something they're really focused on, a lot of 144 hertz.
That's
and
right.
They really do. Would you say they have a new game bar that you and I saw at CES this year? Very impressive. But the build quality of their 8K sets always sets them apart from even the rest of their lineup.
Thank you. Well said. You bet.
Right.
Yeah, there is a new gaming interface as well this year that's greatly enhanced. The operating system is enhanced as well. The Titan. This is a very, very big upgrade year, especially in picture quality. Deeper blacks, brighter, much more powerful processing, really great audio integration with their sound bars. This is a very, very nice high-end TV.
And I believe, Robert, this is the only other model other than the S95C that has the One Connect box this year.
That's correct as well.
So they've really kind of separated it. So this should be very premium.
That's right.
I'll say the box is very heavy. But Robert, I'm excited to see what this 8K monster can do. Let's start that unboxing, my friend.
Very good. Thank you. Ready to go.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for joining me for the unboxing and the demo of the Samsung 900C Neo QLED Mini LED 8K flagship. This is the TV I've been waiting for since CES. As we look at the contents of the box, which is the base, which has to be assembled, very easy to do so, the remotes, the various cables that go with the One Connect box, as well as the One Connect box. There is the back of the 900C. Value Electronics is a true family business, as you just met Robert. This is his daughter, Leanne, and his lovely wife, Wendy. As Leanne shows you how the styrofoam can be removed from the front and back, thus suspending the 900C in the air. Therefore, you can attach the stand right to it, making it so much easier than putting the TV on its screen. As Wendy shows us the One Connect box, there are 4 full bandwidth HDMI 2.1, no compromises, Ethernet, optical, USBs. It is a really cool piece of technology that has gotten pretty big over the years. It is only on one other TV in their lineup, which is the S95C, QDOLED, which we'll be boxing. Actually, as the time you see this, I'll be unboxing that one at 77 inches. Really beautiful. The design is to be either right next to the TV with the shorter cord or farther away with the longer one. As you see, the plates go together like so. This is a locking mechanism, and that is actually the bottom. Now, Leanne actually figured out the stand on her own. She does all of them. She is brilliant. What's funny with these stands is you think you're looking at the way it's going to go, then you realize, oh no, that's the bottom. And the base plate that you see here in the corner, right, and there's some screws there. The screws for the One Connect box are actually in another area, so be careful of that. And then you have the screws here, the base plate to the display, and then I'll show you, or Leanne will show you how it then hooks on, and then it holds itself in place. So I love it what Samsung does is a lot of their stands, they can click in and they can sit there, and then you can kind of bolt them in at your leisure instead of hoping that they don't fall apart. Center stands are very premium. As we quickly show you the remote, which is even smaller than last year's, is still solar powered. As Robert does the best part of any unboxing, which is the removal of the plastic. Look how happy he is. Samsung has the best reflection handling in the business. They are glossy, but they can look matte if light hits them just right. Does not raise the blacks. They do look great. As we look at the back of the finished stand, you can see the two bolts that I'll actually show you in a second. As we're looking at the back of the TV, how premium that looks. Those two screws there, they hide at the bottom of the manual. Do not lose those. And then they screw in and it hooks right on, and that is how it looks finished. I had to leave the plastic on it, though the plastic is off the screen. Love the way it looks. It sits up high. And there is how it looks from the back. It literally just suspends itself. And I like too is that they've actually recessed the back a little bit for the One Connect box, but then the panel doesn't have to sit back. The panel can sit almost to the edge of your furniture. There's the difference from last year's remote. Both solar powered. I honestly don't love the remotes. I know they added all the buttons and made them all do different things. You have to double click. That's not something I love. I'd rather have a larger remote with all the buttons, but it is solar powered. As we go through the setup, now all this is much easier if you have a SmartThings app. As you look for the internet connection, so on and so forth. But I will tell you at this part, I was very much looking forward to the 900C. It's a panel I'm looking to purchase, as I am a huge gamer on PC, so I would actually utilize the 8K and the 4K upscaling, as well as the 144 Hertz that they're trying to achieve with 4K, not 8K. Now with the SmartThings, it can be rather redundant, so we're skipping over a lot of that, but this is pretty much the introduction. And then the Samsung TV thing comes up, so I have to switch to it, and now I'm going to show you quick demo material of how it looks right out of the box. No changing of features here, and as you can see, it didn't take any updates, so it's good out of the box. Though Robert has the 900C earlier than just about anyone else, it may need an update, but out of the box there is nothing. It is very bright, and it does still have the ambient light on, as well as some of the eco features, and it's still this bright. Now it'll look a little washed out due to the camera, as the camera is just free. There is no changing of anything, just leaving it how it is. Very saturated. And it's in this mode, which I'll show you shortly as I get back into it. As you'll see here, the modes that it actually ships in. We'll go through them here. Now again, with Samsung, it's a lot of double clicking the numbers button to get you to the settings. Once you get the hang of it, I think a lot of people really like it. They like Tizen. They like how integrated it is with SmartThings and with the rest of their equipment. I personally am not a huge fan of the remote. I think if the remote was better, I would be happier with what's happening here. The settings are very much out of the way. Turning off intelligent mode, I don't want a lot of that processing. Game mode, I'll revisit when I get back there this weekend with the 4090 PC. Now, chips with like these picture clarity settings, I make sure I turn those off for the demo material, but that was on for that first one. You can change the color settings here. So they give you these shortcuts, and though you see a lot of options here in the bar, you can customize those and put them where you want. Here's your power and energy saving. I'm just going to run through these quickly to show you what the TV ships in and what you can change. Any TV you purchase, make sure you go back through these settings to make sure it doesn't dim on you because you have some ambient light setting on. Typically, with all the manufacturers, they hide them in support or general. Now, it has a much improved sound. The sound sounded pretty good, but we'll go back again and check it. You can equalize and do quite a bit with it, especially when it's linked to the corresponding soundbar. A ton of settings on Samsung's highest end. As we go into support, just to make sure everything is kind of disabled in regards to any kind of eco settings. Samsung is about the environment, so the packaging was not thick, but it was packaged well. And we'll talk about the build quality a little bit later in the video as we go through the picture modes. As you can see, they're not easy to get to. I know you can set up hotkeys to get you there. And Samsung is known to have, see there it was in Eco. You have Standard, Dynamic, Movie, and Filmmaker. For the majority of this video, we're going to be in Movie and Filmmaker. You can see how warm the image gets. Samsung has done a much better job of getting things pretty accurate as far as the Filmmaker and Movie. I'll jump into Standard and Dynamic at the end of the video for you guys. When we change the color settings, we'll go back to auto to set them so they are equal throughout, but you can see the different settings you can change. There is clarity, you have shadow quality, blur quality. There's a lot of different settings to unpack here, showing you a little bit of what they do. LED clear. So very flexible with the image, which is very important for a TV that is this bright. What I love about their mini LED lineup is the ability to make things as bright, crazy saturated, vibrant as you like, and then you can reel it back. The only time you'll see contrast enhancer enabled at all in this video is later when standard and vivid, or dynamic I should say, are enabled. I don't cater to anyone when it comes to whether you like calibration or accuracy or vibrancy. I do not judge. Whatever you like, so I like to show you all the presets that I can. It's your TV, do with it what you like. But in my opinion, as we change the color, we will go back to it, just showing you the different features and what you can do with them. My opinion is it's your TV. And what you like is what you like, but Samsung is known for that pop. It's known for that saturation and vibrancy. For me, what's hurt LEDs over the years is trying to be OLEDs. I feel that even in our competitions, that LEDs should be able to run wild, and they will hang better against the brightest OLEDs. And to be honest, I'm coming from spending time with the brightest OLEDs ever made, and I wasn't expecting to be super impressed with the mini LED AK Samsung, but it is ridiculously vibrant, as you're seeing here. Now, the 900B from last year was very good with its black levels. It also took a lot of updates throughout the year. I thought it improved over the 900A in terms of its blooming. Samsung does favor its blooming control versus shadow detail, but I didn't notice a lot of black crush in any of the demo material here. We are still in movie mode, and you'll see in the first couple demos we'll be in movie mode and filmmaker, and it's still this bright and still this vibrant. Now the camera will be free, leaving things at auto. If I try to chase things too bright or make things too dark, then we crush it and we would rob you of seeing what is really there. We're in a moderately lit room. Now it's later in the evening. The colors are very saturated. Samsung, again, known for its vibrancy. Some of you love them, some of you hate them, but I'm here to show you what it can do. And after seeing some of the earlier TVs in 2023, I was thinking I didn't want to go back to LED. Why am I choosing it myself? If I choose it, this is the 75, I would look for the 85. I am in the heavyweight division. There is no QDOLEDs at 85 or 83 or MLA technology at that size. So 85 LEDs are still the only way to fly. I personally love the saturation. I personally love the peak brightness in HDR. Specular highlights to me are very important. What does 8K offer? Well, the higher pixel density. I am at a larger TV. I sit very close. So I do see a difference with 8K. Samsung's upscaling is very good, especially with their 8K TVs. So even gaming, we're not just talking about 8K, we're talking about 4K upscaling. Now with DLSS, you can see things a lot better and actually get performance at 8K. Now we are into standard mode here for this very bright demo, and it is blindingly bright. Now you can see the edges. If there's any blooming, it is minimal. So vibrant, lots of color, and that's what that wider color gamut is for. That quantum dot is all about. Now, as far as 8K, yes, the content is never going to be there unless we see streaming. As we move into this very bright sunset at the end, which I love. This demo is fantastic. You see how it just pops. Blindingly bright, but the contrast ratio is intact. Now moving into one of our more challenging demos for black level, especially for an LED. Now while it's brighter in front of the TV, it's darker behind me. And you can see as it transitions, there is a slight glow, but very minimal, especially for TV this bright. I don't know the particulars on how bright it is or the zone count, but I imagine that this TV is looking to push almost 4,000 nits. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. Move into my favorite demo from our good friend Jennifer Gala and the HDR Super Channel. I like using this to show the black bars off angle. The reason I don't show you movies is copyright is enforced on YouTube and it is not worth the risk to show you movies. But Jennifer's content is fantastic. Check her out in the description. Now getting close to the TV, it is bezel-less. Fantastic design. I show you back this far to show you as it looks like it's floating in the air. I will say the one thing I don't love about it is the back of it feels less premium. Samsung is very concerned with the environment, so the back of it isn't a solid plastic. It almost has a flake to it. Doesn't feel terrible, it's just that it can grab lint. Now here we are looking at more vibrant settings. This is standard. For those of you that love that pop, I want to show you how vibrant it is. Accurate or not, as we get towards the end. Now, I've spent a lot of time with the last 4 or 5 generations of 8K TVs since launch. Yes, they're ridiculous for many people, but keep in mind, my use case is hardcore, high-end gaming and very large screen size. Now here towards the end of this demo, with the 900B, it would dim slightly at this scene here. I don't notice it as much, maybe a little bit. Now, if that's a full field, it doesn't dim at all, but sometimes it will when it tries to make sure the blooming is at its minimum. So if you don't love blooming, not that anyone does, Samsung definitely looks to keep that at a minimum at a set this bright without costing its contrast ratio. Now, what do you guys think? This is a very high-end panel. I know this is their top of the line, but don't get it twisted. There is no other flagship for Samsung. This is it. This is now in dynamic. You can see how bright that sunset is. Actually, no, that's still standard. I'm going to show you here dynamic. Yep, no, this is dynamic. It's true. Look how bright that is. Wow. There it is. Sorry, that was standard before. And the reason why I like to pan back again, because this is why Samsung leads in sales for everything, is you walk into a store and boom. As we finish up with Jennifer's content, again, Jennifer Gala and the ACR Super Channel, exquisite work. But Samsung just has a gift for when you walk in a store, that's the TV you want. Now, where are you guys? Are you guys in the place where OLED, Quantum Dot OLED, and MLA has taken your heart? Or do you still have that want for mini LED? To me, peak brightness at this level, there is no OLEDs that can really reach it. I still love that pop and that vibrancy. But that's me. Let me know what you think. Motion is absolutely fine, even though that's just the camera that makes it look like it's maybe stuttering a little bit, but it looks great in person. But I'm very impressed with it. And just to show you the TVs that are surrounding this TV today, is you have the Z9K, 900B, A90J, and G2, all at 80 plus inches and 90 inches. Or say 97 inches. And then there it is, the 900C. Look how beautiful that is. So saturated, so poppy. And again, the flexibility of image for Samsung this year with their processor, limited blooming, very high peak brightness. What are your thoughts? Would you consider it? Again, special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn. Please consider making your next AV purchase through them. Check the description below. Let them know that Brian from Brian's Tech Therapy sent you. I think it looks stunning. Like it's floating there. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Suspended. Looks like a painting. What a great year so far in 2023 to have the flagship be the first Samsung that I'm actually bringing to you guys. The S95C at 77 inches will also be unboxed, and after you guys see this. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. 8K, something you're still considering even though the world is kind of shunning it, at least in Europe. For me, it's still all good for my use case. What about your use case? Look at off angle. Still looks good. Absolutely beautiful. All right, guys. Have a great day. Have a great night. Love you guys. Take care.